back about 12 to 18 inches. It depends upon the tire circumference. It takes a reading, brings it back up on through. What it does is it takes the high point, low point, cuts it in the center. Then you have a true center point on this spindle that comes out of this head here. So it knows any amount of run out. So if you have a big wheel or whatever else it is, this will still get an accurate run out. It makes a nice straight plane. Right up here in these heads, right here in the center, okay, is a camera, video camera. There's one here that goes to these two wheels. That head does the other two wheels. There's a camera with the target over here also that actually calibrates this machine. It's a self-calibrating machine. Just to explain the machine here a little bit, this is what the cameras are seeing. These are the targets. Actually, you stand up in there, there's a ghost in there every once in a while. There is. What it does is it's looking at these circles, all those dots and circles. Okay, if you take these dots here, okay, and you look at it straight on, it's a perfectly round circle. Once you make an angle change to it, it is no longer round, it's elliptical. That's what this machine is looking at and also reading. This works on the same principle as what a guided missile does. The guy that actually developed this machine used to work in guided missiles. It operates off the same kind of principle. Just to show you how much accuracy is in here and what it's actually doing, okay, it is going through and it knows there's 33 dots per target. Somebody's standing in front of the right rear thing there. Okay, it'll actually give me a distance from how far it is from the camera to the targets. 104.7 inches, 210 to the back. There you get your wheel bases and everything else. The target angle actually gives me the target angle, what angle that target is. Then it's the number of planes, how many different planes it's actually reading. That's where it takes that perfectly round circle and it knows that it's doing elliptical. How many images that it's actually taken to do its calculations. Okay, here on the right front, if I 507,440 different images that it's taken. Okay, with all that information, it goes through its calculations mathematically and its head and so forth. Okay, it comes up and it gives me my alignment angles. With all that information on how far it is from the camera to the wheels, this machine will actually give me wheel bases, offsets, everything. Your diagonal measurements, if you have a car that you punched it up next to the wall, etc. so forth, you're having serious issues with. If the car's ever been wrecked, etc. so forth, comes from a body shop, you want to make sure that it's still nice and centered up. Or if for some reason you have a wheel spacer on the car, which I had a guy here one time that was running a wheel spacer on the right rear. Well, why are you doing that? We'll get my wheel bases set. Okay, well, why are you doing that? He said, well, I don't know, it's always been that way. So it's a matter of, we went through it, checked out wheel bases, found out he had a bent frame, and so forth, went to the frame shop, got it all pulled back out.
Does this do camera as well?
Okay. Okay, so with all of this, the other thing I can read off of there also is that I won't go through it, but if anybody knows what SAI included angle is, SAI, okay, just going through very quickly here, is the angle between the upper pivot and the lower pivot. Most of the BMWs obviously have strut suspension. So it's a pivot up on top of your top strut, lower ball joint. It comes down, makes an angle, you know, that is your SAI angle. That is a angle there that you can use to diagnose. It's called secondary angles. Your included angle, okay, which is the tilt of the wheel plus or minus your SAI. Then your camber is the tilt of the wheel off of the true vertical. These I put in the wheel width so I can actually tell my tire trail, etc. so forth. We had two different wheel offsets or whatever on the front of the car pulls. Dodge trucks had an issue with pulling problems. So what they actually did, and this is coming from the factory, they actually ran a wheel spacer on the right front wheel only. So what the heck? Well, what they were trying to do is they're trying to get the car to drive straight through the scrub radius. That's the reason why they did that. So with all that, with all the calculations and stuff, if you're asking about alignment angles and stuff, this is with all that's where this here comes from. Camber on this car, which I want to iterate. This car does not have weight in it. Now, of course, we just put a little bit of weight in there to get things set a little differently. Every alignment that we do, we're going to ask you what your driver's weight is. We like to align the car with the driver in the car, the way it's going to go down the road. So in other words, if you're a salesman, you always have 300 pounds worth of whatever in the trunk, leave that 300 pounds in the trunk. We're going to ask you the driver's weight. If it's you and your wife always in the car, or most of the time in the car, we're going to ask you what the weights are. We'll put the weights in the car. BMW specifies weight that's put in the car. A lot of times it's like 150 pounds driver, passenger, 150 pounds in the back seat, 75 pounds in the middle, plus 75 pounds in the trunk. How many people drive around that way? With the half to full tank of gas, becomes fun.